looking for help with creating a marketing framework that actually works, one that will let you convert, one that will let you build engagement and help people throughout the customer journey, then today's episode is for you. Hello and welcome back to the More Conversations, Clients and Cash podcast. I am your host, Kimberly Weitkamp, a conversion copywriter and marketing strategist, and the creator of the 5C marketing framework for online businesses. And I am so excited to welcome you to this episode. We are diving into the overview of this 5C marketing framework. And in the following solo episodes, we will be diving into every single part of this framework. So here's the thing. As entrepreneurs, as coaches, especially as people who are building communities and wanting to make a bigger impact in the world, we need to do marketing. We need to be consistent with it. We need to make it happen for ourselves. We need to set the time aside to make it happen. And we need to know that every moment we spend working on this part of our business is going to return results for us. Right? We have so many amazing and fantastic things we want to do with our lives. There are people out there looking for our help. And I, for one, always want to make sure I have enough time, energy, and resources to help the people who become my clients and the people who are on the journey to becoming my clients. And in order to do that, you need to have consistent marketing. But oftentimes as entrepreneurs, we tend to suffer from the cobbler's kids have no shoes syndrome, as I like to call it, right? We put all of our effort into helping our clients that we kind of let our own stuff fall to the wayside. So what I have done is over 6 years of helping clients create long engagement sequence, get more of the right people in, get more of the right engagement, and of course, increase conversions throughout the customer journey. I have compiled and created this framework to help you put marketing in place for yourself so that it's not a big to-do. So it's not this evil thing that we have to kind of muscle into our schedule. That's not what you want. You want your marketing to be as easy as it is to get on the phone with a client, as easy as it is to close a sale with a client, as easy as it is to just talk with your friends. Because when you approach marketing as this evil thing, or if you approach essentially getting the word out about who you are and who you serve and what you do and the solutions you provide and your business, if you approach it as something that's a must do, I have to do it now, guess what? It translates through every part of the effort and it doesn't work as well. So let's talk about how we can change that. First of all, marketing is not as complex as you might think it is. You do not have to be everywhere to do everything on everybody. Okay. Also, when you try and be everything to everyone, you end up being nothing to no one. Right? There's a phrase, you try and please everyone, you end up pleasing no one because you're always going to offend somebody. You're always going to be not the right cup of tea for somebody. And that's what you want. You want more of the people who are interested in working with you, not with anybody else. So without further ado, let's dive in a little bit into the 5C method for online business marketing success. So this 5C framework really boils down to a step-by-step process to go through anytime you're going to sit down and create marketing, copy, messaging, whatever you want to call it, essentially how you are going to let people know what you do, who you are, who you serve, and how you can help. So part number one, right, there are 5 C's. C number 1 is clarity. C number 2 is connection. Then we move on to cultivation. And then we move on to conversion. And finally, we close with community. So what I'm going to do just over the next few minutes, I'm going to give a brief explanation of each of these 5 C's and how it ties in to creating your overall marketing. And then when we dive into our future episodes, we'll go a little bit deeper on this aspect. So clarity. What does clarity mean? Basically, so many of us approach marketing as I need to get it done, so I'm going to do it. But we don't have clarity about what we're trying to achieve. So clarity is not only about knowing what you want to say, but who you're saying it to and what the next goal is. Connection, of course, is exactly what it sounds like. How are you connecting with your people? How are you connecting? What process do you have in place to connect? Because it's impossible to convert somebody if they can't find you in the first place. So we want to focus on connection next. Then after that, you have cultivation. I see two things when we talk about online marketing, right? You've got people who talk all about lead generation, lead generation, lead generation, how to get more people in your world. And then you have a ton of people who talk about conversion, 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 conversion. How do you take people you have and turn them into buyers? But there's so many steps in between, and those steps become cultivation, right? No one, or very few people, I will say, go on a first date with somebody and decide to get married. Very few people go to a dinner party and immediately get 50 people who are going to buy your $10,000 program. And that's essentially what happens if you don't build cultivation into your marketing strategy. After cultivation, of course, we do have conversion. It's exactly what it sounds like. It's moving people from one step to the next. And then, of course, at the end, we have community. And on the community episode, I will dive into why community is such a huge part of being successful as an online coach, entrepreneur, and marketer. So the 5C framework, once again, for successful marketing for online businesses, online entrepreneurs, online coaches specifically, we have clarity, then connection, then cultivation, then conversion, and then community. So what framework do you use for your marketing? Do you have a strategy in place? Are you putting marketing as one of the most important aspects of your business and building the life that you want to live? Because without marketing, without telling people what you do, it's hard for people to find out that you can help them. And it's incredibly important for all of us to make sure to put the time in to actually get marketing on our calendars in a way that will help all of us connect better. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the More Conversations, Clients, and Cash podcast with your host. My name is Kimberly Weitkamp, and I am here to help you build the business side of your business and create a community that will amplify your impact now and forever into the future. This episode has all been about the 5C framework for successful marketing for online businesses. And in future episodes, we will dive deeper into each aspect. Thank you so much for listening. And until next time, keep calm and put marketing in your schedule.